Welcome to a presentation of the ClearPrice mobile application, which is a new system developed by ClearPrice Incorporated. ClearPrice is a startup company that is developing a mobile application that serves as a niche search engine connecting users with a vetted list of businesses committed to transparent pricing practices and no hidden fees for goods and services. A key feature is its two-sided model, where users access a search interface to explore businesses by keyword, while businesses apply for inclusion through a subscription-based service. To be accepted, businesses must undergo a vetting process that verifies their pricing transparency and absence of hidden costs to customers. Core features include searching and filtering, verified business profiles, user ratings, and a simple application for businesses seeking to join the network. The combination of mobile accessibility with consumer trust makes ClearPrice a valuable tool for users and businesses looking to participate in honest pricing practices. The functional requirements for the system include both the business customer and the end user. The business customer can learn about our goals, decide if they'd like to apply for a subscription, ask questions before applying, and review information to support the idea that consumers prefer transparent pricing. They can fill out an application form with info about their services and pricing. The system will store that application for review by an administrator and then add an account after the business customer is accepted. The system will store that account information, allow the business customer to log in and modify their account, and will also log metrics related to views, conversion rate, and user ratings. For the end user, the system offers information about our service and our goal of cost savings through transparent pricing. It allows free downloads, has an FAQ section that answers questions about how we select businesses. The system provides a search bar for business searches, shows suggestions of what type of searches to perform, and provides lists of businesses with links to their websites that come up when their type is entered into a search. The system will also accept suggestions about new types of businesses to add to our searchable results. Finally, the system allows for ratings and feedback from users that will be viewable by both administrators and business customers. The non-functional requirements for the system include operational requirements that native applications will be developed for both iOS and Android smartphones and tablets. Performance requirements. The application performance will be monitored and updated regularly to address bugs and fixes. Security requirements. That business information will be kept secure and that payment information will be kept secure. Cultural and political requirements, where searchable data will apply to businesses within the United States. Here we see the data flow diagram for the business customer, the context diagram, and the level 0 logical DFD. The information flows throughout the system from learning about ClearPrice to when the administrator receives the application, acceptance or denial of the application, account access, account setup, and performance evaluation. This is the business customer level 1 logical DFD, which expands upon the details of each of the processes from the level 0 diagrams. It goes from viewing frequently asked questions to submitting a question, processing applications, updating application status, and notifying applicant of the decision. Next, we have accessing the account setup, which includes logging in, selecting a subscription, and setting up payment. And then evaluating performance, which includes monitoring account activity and monitoring account rating. The physical DFDs show the movement of files through the system. Using JavaScript and MySQL, you can see the processes that the data goes through to move into the database and to flow to both the business customer and the administrator. The level 1 physical DFDs for the business customer expand upon the details from the level 0, and you can see the movement of the data through the system. This is the logical DFD level 0 for the end user, along with the context diagram at the top that shows the processes: learning about ClearPrice, signing up for ClearPrice, performing a search, and interacting with results. Then, moving to the logical DFDs for the end user, level 1 shows additional details related to the processes from level 0 and expounds upon the ways that the data moves through the system. Next, we move to the physical DFDs for the end user. We have level 0 showing JavaScript and MySQL. The physical DFDs, level 1 for the end user. We can see the search engine filtering results for the end user. And this shows the end user interacting with results from the search engine and sharing valuable feedback with the administrator, who in turn shares it with the business customer. The system architecture is a 3-tier architecture that includes the presentation tier, which consists of the user interface, accessing input and displaying results. The application tier that handles business logic, searching, filtering, and ranking businesses. It also includes subscription validation and administrative tasks. And the data tier, which stores business profiles, user accounts, reviews, and feedback. It uses a relational database system for the structured data. Next, we have the Entity Relationship Diagram, or ERD, that shows the relational database design. It displays the table structures, column data types, column constraints, primary keys, foreign keys, and the relationships between tables. It serves as a blueprint for implementing an effective database design that encompasses the requirements of the system. Now I will show a short demonstration of a paper prototype of the mobile application. The first screen shows buttons for both a business and an end user, who is referred to here as a shopper, and a link to more information about our product. On the bottom right, we see a question mark that, when tapped, leads to user documentation, or what can be called the help section. I tap the shopper button. It brings me to a login screen where I can enter in my information and tap login, or if I'm a new user, I can tap the new button. That will lead me to a screen where I can enter in my name and email address to receive access to the application. At the bottom, we see a back button for navigation, a settings button, and a question mark button that links to the help section. Once I'm logged in, I will see a search bar with a magnifying glass button where I can enter a keyword to perform a search. I also see suggested searches like hotels, rental cars, prepaid cards, and concert or sports tickets. I also see a feedback button with a star by it where I can tap to leave feedback related to my experience with the application and to rate the businesses that I engage with through my searches. After I've entered a keyword and tapped the magnifying glass button, it displays a list of search results. It shows a listing like a hotel in this case, followed by some pertinent details about the hotel. I can navigate through pages of search results by tapping on page numbers or by using arrows. There are navigation buttons at the bottom, including a back button, a home button, a settings button, which is the little sprocket, and a help button. If I tap on a listing, it brings me to listing results, which is the business's website, where I can read about the hotel, find out about its prices, and decide if it's a good option for me. I also have a back button to return to search results, a home button, a settings button, and a help button. For business customer onboarding, we return to the first screen and decide to tap the business button. It brings us to a screen with an apply button, shows some benefits and facts about the ClearPrice application, and has an FAQ button that will lead to some pre-established frequently asked questions and answers to help the business customer decide if they'd like to apply. After tapping the apply button and filling out the application, it leads to this screen where it shows the application has been submitted and a thank you message. The business customer will receive an email response after submitting their application. If accepted, they will receive a link that leads them to this screen where they can select from the different subscription options using the radio buttons and tap choose to confirm their selection. After making their subscription selection, it brings them to a payment screen where they can select their card type, enter their card number, name, address, city, state, zip code, and CVV, and then tap submit to store their payment information. There is also a padlock displayed to show that this is a secure area of the application. The next screen is a business login where the business customer will enter their username, password, and tap log in. After logging in, the next screen is the business customer dashboard with the option to view performance, listing info, or to manage their account. It also has a contact us button where they can send an email to correspond with ClearPrice administrators. For example, if they tap the performance button, it shows graphs related to performance metrics. Below that, they can tap on the ratings button to view ratings left by end users. Or they can tap on the Insights button to view details about metrics that the application has logged. This concludes the short demonstration of the ClearPrice application. We intend to expand upon the design in future iterations. Through developing this system, we have learned some important lessons about system development. One lesson is that logical plans may not immediately translate into the physical system. For instance, there may be additional steps involved, or the database system design will require additional tables to support a certain functionality. We also learned that technical gaps become clearer when moving from logical plans to physical plans. In addition, we learned that focusing on basic functionality first is most important, and then to expand later with further iterations. Finally, we learned that it is harder than anticipated to move from plans into implementation. Further plans for the system include adding in a real-time location feature where end users can interact with maps of their location. We plan to move forward with the web application development so users can access ClearPrice from their personal computer. We plan to improve the search engine by adding in more businesses and business types, implementing more metaphors into the design to appeal to more business customers, and adding in more educational features that provide additional ways for consumers to detect and avoid hidden fees. We plan to partner with budgeting applications or other financial applications to expand and grow our business. And finally, we plan to add in additional language options such as French and Spanish to increase our appeal and usability for end users.